Hello everybody, here we will be talking about the basic science of food. And what is food? Anything which gives us energy and other nutrients for survival. The energy of food is derived from the living things, plants and animals, and water, which is another major constituent, is lifeless and does not provide any energy. So it's a true zero energy food. How do we express the energy contained in food? In terms of kilocalories. Average person would require something like 20 to 25 kilocalories per kg body weight for daily energy needs, and you can add upon them depending on activity levels and exercise. And who gives us this energy? The three major constituents called the macronutrients: carbohydrates, proteins and fats, as 4 and 9 kilocalories per gram of their weight. So carbohydrate and protein are same, and fat is the most energy dense among the macronutrients. Our body also converts all the extra energy that we have as food, converts them into fats for future use. So fat is also a good way in energy is conserved. The other constituents are the micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, which are required for various body functions, enzymes, hormones, so many things. And I make mention of antioxidants. They are not a particular class, but they are a food which have antioxidant properties, and they may prolong life, improve health, improve immunity. Not much is said, but a lot of it is available as supplement, and a lot of interest is there in acquiring through food. How should these macronutrients be divided for energy? Well, carbohydrates should give us something like 50 to 60%. Proteins we mention in terms of grams per kg, so 1 gram per kg. And fats, the rest of the energy. These equations are more apt for the American population, and that is where they are derived from. The average Indian and vegetarian especially, the major constituents of energy is from carbohydrates, because vegetarian food is very minimal in proteins and fats. Meeting this protein requirement daily also would not be so easy for a vegetarian. As a rough example, a liter of milk would have 25 grams of protein, 100 grams of rice would have maybe 5 grams of protein, wheat would have maybe 10 to 12 grams of protein, pulses may have 100 grams, would have 15 to 20 grams of protein. So for me to acquire 70 grams, I will have to really struggle. Milk I made a special mention because of the calcium content. It is the only richest source of calcium, milk and milk products. Milk is also a good source of protein for the vegetarian, and it has carbohydrates and fats. B12, the only source, is animal food, which includes milk and milk products. I make special mention because B12 deficiency is very common in vegetarians because of its limited sources. And I make special mention about nuts because they are the only composite food which has all the constituents, carbohydrates, proteins and fats in good proportion, and they also have good amounts of minerals, antioxidant properties. So maybe you can choose them for this reason. When we look at the major class of food, what do they have? They have everything in different constitutions. Let's look at vegetables and fruits. They are all carbohydrates. They have negligible amount of fat and protein, but the carbohydrate density is less. So for every 100 grams of fruits, the energy content is much less as compared to grains. Also, the vegetables have significantly low amounts of all of these constituents. So the energy content of vegetables is very, very minimal. We mainly eat them for the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants. They are sometimes also called negative energy foods because we spend around 10% of our energy as digestion for food, and when the energy spent in digestion may be more than what it is acquired from the food, we may call it negative calorie food. So vegetables are an excellent idea for someone who wants to cut down on the calorie content, just increase their amount. In terms of the carbohydrate content, they are comparable to grains. So grains are also mainly carbohydrates, 70 to 80% of their weight would be carbohydrates. They would have some amount of protein, some more than the other. Not much to choose between wheat, rice, oat, barley, maize, corn in terms of the carbohydrate content. The proteins may vary. Rice is really on the lower side and wheat on the higher side. And they have very little amount of fats. So they are energy dense. They are low on protein and low on fat. Whether you eat one kind of carbohydrate or another, what kind of carbohydrate we take predominantly depends on what grows in that region. So rice and wheat and corn and maize are consumed in separate patterns all around the world depending on what is available. No need to change from one class to the other, which we see normally here. Because we eat rice, we want to change to corn and maize thinking they are more healthy. Well, that is not. At least from the energy content point of view, they are comparable. What about meat, flesh and eggs? They are all fats and proteins. They have almost no carbohydrate. So somebody who wants to cut down the carbohydrate intake is interested in those low carbohydrate diets. It's easier for the non-vegetarians. For the vegetarians it's very, very difficult because the major constituents of the food is carbohydrate. The meat, flesh and eggs may be divided depending on which has more fat. So lean meat has less fat and maybe lard and pork and all these have a higher amount of fat. The proteins will vary, maybe 20%, 30%, 40% of the weight, and fats would be maybe 30 to 50%. So they are huge sources of protein, and somebody taking a non-vegetarian meal once or twice or more, maybe they would be really high on their total protein intake. So we get an idea about the major food constituents and everything made from them. So biscuits are made from carbohydrates predominantly, so they would be expected to be high in carbohydrate content. So you can make ideas about your daily food from this basic knowledge. Try to look at the packet inserts. They do tell you about the total energy and the different macronutrients. You can also read about them in the internet. They're mainly the protein content, carbohydrate content, fat content and energy content if you want to gather some amount of idea. And this idea would be great for someone who desires to lose weight and also for someone who desires to control their metabolic problems.